we're going to keep doing that. Others will do what they're going to do, but we believe in that formula.
Hello and welcome to Bit by Bit Leadership Conversation. We are recording another great conversation here at CES, day 75, I think. And I have with me Josh Newman. It feels like it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Josh Newman from Intel.
Yes.
To talk about a little thing that you announced yesterday afternoon, which is obviously Intel's new platform. I know you don't use code names after you come out with a product, but I love Panther Lake as a code name. So that's what I'm going to talk about and call it, if that's okay with you. I'm curious, starting from the core of it, how are you thinking about the platform? What kind of experience are you focused on really delivering to buyers?
Yeah. First, thanks for having me. This is fun. It's the Series 3 Core Ultra, or Panther Lake. It's a culmination of many years of technology and architecture. It's really for the solopreneur or the creator or the knowledge worker in the enterprise, and people who need incredible performance compute for everything they want to do with their PC experiences, but need it to battery life that can last all day, and then the just richness of features across connectivity and display support and everything else to get everything they need out of a PC, but not have to compromise, not have to go compromise on battery life for performance, or compromise on thickness or weight for feature richness, but to be able to pack all that into slim, beautiful designs that do it all.
Everything that you said is what any consumers that is really focused on workloads that are demanding wants, from gaming all the way to AI workloads. Philosophically, can you talk me through how you started thinking about differently to delivering all the things that you just mentioned? So the power, but efficiency, battery life, all of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at our product line just in 2025, we had a distinct product for the best thin and light laptop experience that was more battery life, power efficiency optimized. And separately, for thin creator laptops, we had a different product because that offered more performance, but not quite the same power efficiency. So philosophically, it was put both of those, what was codenamed Lunar Lake and Arrow Lake H in a Series 2 Core Ultra, put both of those value propositions to a single product and deliver all that. And to go even further, we've had system-level innovation programs for the last 8 years under an umbrella we called Project Athena. That then became Intel Evo. And the idea was, how do we solve at the system level what we can't quite yet fully realize at the SoC level yet, to try to deliver all of that trade-offless experience, or the and experiences. But the philosophy was, eventually we wanted to take all that, because we knew that's what customers wanted, and just put it into the processor itself. So then you could more simply have more system designs that just do it and can scale to the broadest range of price points.
I have a smile on my face because you mentioned Project Athena, and I still remember the article that I did about the women of Athena, because it was a team of women that started the research and everything that then led to Evo, and it sounds like this new platform as well.
That's right.
Clearly, I said earlier, I connected you from an Intel perspective to consumers or enterprise users, but there's a little thing in the middle, which is the OEMs that are bringing to life the platform that you create. How is that collaboration working? What needs to be done between you and the OEM to really deliver the best AI experience?
Yeah, we try to have as little daylight between us as possible. In my job, one of the things I do is I look after the entire consumer segment for Intel's PC business. And what that really means is I treat all the OEM product lines like they're my product lines, right? If they're going to integrate our Series 3 Core Ultra, we are helping them define it. We are helping them solve the technical problems they need to solve to deliver the experiences they want to deliver. Jointly, we're doing research on what the evolving customer needs are that we can try to address. And there's the system design at the hardware level. There's the software layers we deliver with firmware and drivers, and a lot of that pays off, and things like the gaming capability we're delivering in this product. And then there's all the AI applications and models and what we have to do to deliver new experiences. And so increasingly, the OEMs will say, I have this vision for the future of a creator laptop or a freelancer, laptop, and I want it not just to be the hardware, but the whole experience. And we are then endeavoring to work together to make that happen, right? Across all of the different layers of the stack.
Of a stack, yeah. You mentioned earlier the compromises that you didn't want to have. From a consumer perspective, obviously that is the same. I want to buy, I want to future-proof. So we talked about compromises, but can we talk about choice? So what does choice looks like for 2026 and onwards from a consumer perspective?
Yeah, so I think there's obviously different price ranges.
Yeah.
And the goal at every price level is to offer exceptional price, value to price, right? And so, but at the top of what we're delivering with the Series 3 Core Ultra is a new product we call the Ultra X7 and Core Ultra X9. The X is to signify there's something even more special about these parts and what's integrated, and in that case, it's a massive integrated graphics engine, or Intel Arc graphics. And that's where all that software and firmware work I talked about comes in. And we're able to now deliver in a thin and light laptop a gaming experience that a thin and light laptop should not be able to do. All right, it's the level of a 4050 class NVIDIA discrete graphics. It was only possible if you added separate graphics memory, a separate discrete card, which also meant more power, thicker chassis, hotter systems, because you're accommodating a lot more into that. And so you can only go so thin, or you would be really noisy. We're able to take all those trade-offs out and deliver this incredible level of gaming or AI with this, that kind of the top of the stack. And that's a choice point. That'll be more the premium end of the lineup. But it's going to deliver capabilities for different workloads that a lot of people are going to say, this laptop shouldn't be this good at it, when they look at it. As you look at the mid-range, then it's a really good performance for productivity workloads, for the road warrior kind of business traveler, PowerPoint, Office applications, things like that. It's not more performance than they need, but it's fantastic performance. Enables a different price level. Still, in all the cases, from that premium to that maybe mid-range, it's all-day battery life or multi-day battery life even. That because of the specific architecture, what we learned from Lunar Lake last year and implemented in the Panther Lake architecture, we can get at every level of the stack. And then still even further, coming even later this year, and we talked a little about it, is there's a version coming of the family that's it's an even more scaled down version for reimagining what a mainstream lower cost
held
laptop
it yesterday.
can be. I saw that, right? So our future core Series 3 Core is really about why should a $400 to $600 laptop for somebody in that sort of comfort level or affordability level, why should that have to be ugly and thick and old, right? Why can't that be modern with amazing battery life and run a lot of the new AI experiences that we've been enabling for the last few years? And so that's where we have this whole range that the family is able to deliver.
And I cannot say anything about what I saw yesterday, or I'm going to get killed. But you will be in for a treat, exactly to your point about not having, just because I cannot afford the top of the stack from a price point perspective, why should I not have something that actually looks and feels good?
That's right. And that's so coming back to the philosophy, that was the philosophy. We want to bring that modern, amazing experience all day, last all day, and then the performance you need. So if you're, depending on where you are, if you're a creator and you're running Blender right? You want the highest end of the spectrum. If you also want to be able to play games on the same laptop without having to switch to your big gaming rig, people are going to be amazed what they can do at the top of the stack. Um, but then down to some of the same capabilities just scaled down where people don't have to pay for more performance than they might otherwise need, but still get an amazing laptop experience.
Yeah. If I look at the ecosystem, obviously there's your platform, there are the OEMs, and then there's a other little name that comes into the conversation, which is Microsoft. And if I can be a little bit critical about last year, it seemed that we were so focused as an industry in trying to land AI that sometimes we were not all singing from the same hymn book, right? And so we ended up with consumer being a little bit confused as to what the value of AI is.
Yeah.
As you look into 2026, how does your collaboration with Microsoft looks like? What are the things that you're trying to really work closely together so that we don't end up confusing customers,
Yeah.
but actually help them make the right choice?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I think the collaboration is stronger than it's ever been between Intel and Microsoft. And it's important because we can do so much more together.
Together,
than
absolutely. Yeah.
I think, in the last year, we were both maybe racing fast to bring the next level of AI experiences to the PC, but maybe not in the exact same direction. So there was a little of this. They might have gotten a little ahead of our hardware support for their vision, and we were off doing a lot of ISV ecosystem work that maybe wasn't exactly what they wanted to be focused on. I'm happy to say, like, now it's incredibly well aligned. Their focus on Windows 11 Copilot and then Copilot Plus as the best experience is incredibly well aligned with the way we see it as well. It's just about delivering new AI experiences for more consumers that are more accessible. And then Copilot and Copilot Plus, we're pretty excited about the work they're doing to bring voice and vision and touch and keyboard together in that multimodal kind of approach to, what's been happening over the last few years, we've got out ahead and said we're going to create these new AI PCs. But meanwhile, people have been figuring out where AI fits in their lives, right, on their own schedules and their own sort of realization. And so now we're better able to say, well, this is actually where the PC has the best role in that, intersecting where people want to use AI. And which modalities of the PC make sense, and why the PC is the better choice than your phone or your wearable glasses, right? And so those use cases are starting to emerge more, where it's like, this is going to be the role the PC plays in this AI future. So I think that's the key thing that had to happen, is we had to learn a little bit of just how people were going to bring AI into their lives versus, we started as a push, like, AI PC's here, it's important, you need it. We can't tell you why yet. Now it's a lot more of, hey, we're working together because we know people are going to integrate AI in their lives. Yeah. And now we can better say, here's how we're designing the PCs for the unique role the PC plays and helping that.
I actually love that a lot, because if I go back a second and think about mobile and the threat that mobile posed for PCs, the response was, let's try and make the PC everything that the phone is, right? But that didn't work. And so I really, really excited to hear you say, let's figure out what kind of AI people want to do on the PC and do that really well. That's instead right. of trying to do it all.
That's right. That's right. It goes back to that Athena philosophy.
Yeah.
It's a really important learning was to figure out what people need and what they want to do, and then make sure we're designing PCs to be best for that. And so it's kind of coming back to that. It's now, what are they doing with AI, and where does the PC play a uniquely differentiated
best
role
position.
For that kind of AI? Right?
100%.
Yeah.
So you mentioned ISVs a couple of times, and obviously none of this makes any sense if we don't have applications that integrate AI and deliver the experience that consumers want. ISVs has always been your strength, right? Mm-hmm. You have years and years of a relationship. What are they most excited about, especially when it comes to consumers? How do they think about AI as moving their market opportunity forward?
Yeah, I think hard to pin down just one thing because it's an ISV community is massive, and they all see different opportunities for their unique value. But in general, they are starting to see how much AI capability is possible in a PC or in an edge device. In the Series 3 Core Ultra, we put in the top of the stack, there's 180 TOPS in there, right?
Wow.
And that's across a GPU, NPU, and CPU. So where in the past, a given ISV might have said, like, if you take someone like a Blender or a Adobe Premiere, really intense video AI capabilities, they would have said, no, you need to have a workstation class discrete card or at least a gaming class discrete card. Now it's, wow, this is a much broader consumer audience that I can impact their lives by delivering new value in my software because the footprint of a thin and light laptop is going to be broader. So they like the idea of how they can reach new markets that maybe they didn't think about in the past because they just didn't think the hardware spec was enough. Then couple that with, we just do so much work on the frameworks, the firmware, the frameworks, the middle layers that make their life super easy to port their, from one platform to another. So we try to make it really easy for them to go seek new markets and deliver new consumer value, right? And so their response to that is really positive, especially when you make it easy for them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As you talk, is very clear to me that all the work that you've done, and I said it yesterday, coming out of the keynote, for Intel to deliver what you deliver with Panther Lake in a year that brought so much change to the company, that's a big kudos to the people that are with the company, staying focused, delivering, and delivering a product that, but it's true. I mean, from a human perspective, it's been a tough run.
Yeah.
But it's clear to me that you really want to reposition what a high-end experience in the PC looks and feels like. As you look at 2026 and beyond, how do you think differentiation looks like for Intel, so that the noise of silicon diversity and everything else, which is a reality, and from a consumer perspective, more choices is better most of the times. Sometimes more choice is just overwhelming. So how do you think about your positioning as a differentiated approach?
Yeah, no, first of all, I meant that. Thank you. We are very proud of what we've accomplished. We always had faith, of course, along the way, even though maybe some of the outside observers were questioning us.
It's always easier to criticize from the outside.
But it just goes back to Intel's always been about empowering people, enriching their lives with our technology, and I've been at Intel 32 plus years, and everybody that is still at Intel stays because they really believe in that mission to enrich people's lives with our technology. So it's really really touching to hear you acknowledge that. So I appreciate that. I think Jim said it on stage in his event, Jim Johnson. He said, look, it's our job to create the incredible architectures and SoCs and the software around it, and then light up the ecosystem, do incredible things. I actually believe our role is that we have to create leadership SoCs and technology, from our manufacturing technologies to the architectures and IPs to the actual products that then they create. Like, we're more than ever just heads down, laser focused on that. But there's a layer that Intel brings that I don't believe anybody else in the industry does, which is the engagement with the component supply chain, the motherboard ODMs, the system ODMs, and then even out to the ISVs like we talked about. And that whole idea, coming back to putting no daylight in between what we do and what the OEMs deliver in the end of products. Those layers, and I mean, then we still have thousands of engineers working on platforms. Now, Intel doesn't build a branded notebook, but a lot of what shows up in the branded PCs out there is Intel engineering work that our engineers develop, and we're very, very proud of that too. So we're going to keep doing that, and others will do what they're going to do, but we believe in that formula.
Thank you so much for chatting with me. I don't know if you had any time to walk the show floor because it just opened this morning, but are you looking forward to seeing something that is not PC related?
I would love to. I am not going to make it down.
Oh, there you go.
Because it's an exciting week. It's also a busy week. The big thing for us at CES is seeing all our partners in one place, and so we try to take advantage of using every minute to talk to our customers. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it. I'm sure consumers appreciate it too, because then that's how the next big thing is going to arrive. So thank you so much for sparing some time to talk to us.
Thank you,
and
Caroline.
we will see you with another video soon.